This video we will show the proper installation of a booster pump add-on to an existing RO system. But the hookups will be basically the same if you have one mounted in a basement or somewhere else. Under the sink, you looked at the other video, you left enough line to bring your reverse osmosis system up into the sink. The booster pump consists of a pressure switch which, when the tank is completely full, will control the pump and turn the pump off, or if the pressure drops in the tank by drawing water, it will turn the pump on to run, consistent with the auto shut-off valve which turns the water onto the RO system. So we have a pressure switch, we have the booster pump itself, and two fittings, an in and an out, the arrows showing the direction of flow on the pump head. And then we have the two fittings on the wiring for the pump. Well, both of these happen to be female, and we'll look at that later, but the red is a smaller connection which will connect to the pressure switch. And we have the transformer. Incidentally, these pumps are 12 volt DC, so you have a 12 volt transformer, 24 volt. They plug into 110 and drop the voltage down to 24 volt DC. And on this end of the transformer, we've got a similar red connector, small connector that fits onto the pressure switch, and a male connector that will fit with the female on the pump. Now let's begin our installation. And of course you'll need power for your transformer and pump. If you have a plug-in under the sink, you need to make sure that that plug-in has one side of it that is not switched. If you have a garbage disposal, a lot of times they'll plug them in to a switched side of the electrical outlet, and the other side will not be switched. But once in a while they're both switched, so if that's the case, that won't work, and you'll have to run a direct line to an electrical outlet and maybe put a new electrical outlet in for this installation. The pump can sit right on the base of the sink or under sink, or it can be mounted. If it's mounted to a wall, it needs to be mounted horizontally or vertically, with the pump head being down. If the pump head is up and it leaks, it'll get into the motor and burn the motor up. So vertically with the pump head down, or horizontally, either direction. This video, we're just going to set it on the floor of the under sink cabinet. Your inlet water comes here and runs into the filters and out of the filters, and where we want the water to flow today is after the pre-filters, so the pre-filters would pick up any sediment or things that could cause problems in the pump head. So we like to filter the water first. And you have to have another length of hose. It doesn't have to be red, but we like to use red for feed water. We'll come up to the RO system, unhook the line from the second pre-filter, and you don't have to turn the fitting, but a guy can turn the fitting. Again, we like to leave enough line on these ROs so you can easily change filters, bring them up into the sink. Install your feed line to the pump, and the inlet side with the arrow going this direction. These pump fittings are a compression They're just a one-piece nut, so you just push the nut over the line, push the line in till it bottoms out in the fitting, slide the nut down and snug it up. Usually by hand is sufficient. So we have the inlet installed, and you go to the outlet of the pump. Same thing. Insert the hose through the nut, bottom out the hose, snug the compression nut, and now you're ready to bring the pressure side up to the auto shutoff valve. So we need to take our small piece of line out there, insert the pressure line into the auto shutoff, and we're plumbed. Next thing we need to do is hook up the electricity to the pump. So we use a cutter, or you can use a knife, but you need to cut a nice smooth and straight cut in the tank line. There again, this switch senses the tank pressure, and so you want to make sure, again, I didn't say, but you shut off your tank line here, shut off your water to your RO, then you won't have any extra showers for the day. We'll cut the tank line, install the switch. Actually, let's go ahead and put the electricity onto the switch. There's two spades on the tank pressure switch, and it doesn't matter which one goes where. It's just an in and out on the switch. Install the spade there for the transformer, and the spade for the pump. Plug your male and female connectors together. There they go. And you're ready to go. Connect your yellow line, your tank line. And again, it's just a switch. It doesn't matter. Direction of flow makes no difference. Water flows both ways in the tank line. All you have left then is to turn your water back on. Open your holding tank, make sure there's no leaks, and plug the system in, and you'll have a good setup for better quality RO water with more pressure in the holding tank at the end, and more quantity of water.